Hey, welcome back. So, remember when I talked about the Fed and inflation? I wrote down some notes. I haven't thought about this since like last week, but I just copied and pasted something from like Investopedia or something, and I wanted to read it. Because I didn't explain it well last week because I didn't know what I was talking about, and I still don't, but hopefully the people on Investopedia know what they were talking about. Sweep. Do the thing where you do the thing. Cool. Okay. I'm just going to read this while that guy bounces around. If banks are earning less on their loans, credit card debt, and mortgages to borrowers, then they will pay out less. Oh, okay. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Savings interest. When you have a savings account, it gets interest, right? Except now it doesn't really. So my thought last week was maybe the Fed funds rate affects the interest rate. Would make sense. And it kind of does. Like when I was a kid, you could get like 2% interest on a savings account, but now you get like 0.002%. Why is that? This is the reason. I looked it up. If banks are earning less on their loans, credit card debt, mortgages to borrowers, then they will pay out less to savers to continue making some money. Does that make sense? If banks are earning less on their loans. So banks would be earning less on their loans because the interest rate is lower. The Fed funds rate. And there's always that kind of confusing thing. Basically, what I think is happening is the Fed funds rate affects all the interest rates on like all of the country. The bank rates, the saving rates, all the interest rates. It doesn't really, but it kind of does. Like it's too complex. I could never understand all the different interest rates and how they're affected. But just to simplify it for me, I'm just going to say like when the Fed increases the interest rates, it affects all the other interest rates and they kind of go up. And so, if a bank is making less money on interest rates for a mortgage, let's say, they will pay out less money to savers. Why? Let me read the next part of the quote. According to Ken Tuman, founder of Deposits.com, which tracks interest rates, it's because banks have been flush with deposits over the past few months as many people have been saving more due to the pandemic. Between January and June of this year, a record $2 trillion in cash had been deposited into U.S. banks. Oh, so what banks do is they increase the interest rates to incentivize saving because they need cash. When banks need cash, they need your cash. And how do they get your cash? By savings accounts. And how do they incentivize you to create a savings account? They increase the interest rate. If a bank has a ton of cash, then they don't care about incentivizing you to have a savings account because they already have all the money they need. So that's why, I think that's the main reason why. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. That's why savings accounts are no interest. Banks therefore have less incentive to offer higher yield to attract more deposits. Sometimes banks need liquidity to give out loans to make money, but now they have enough, so no incentive to save. Got it? So there's your finance lesson for the day, and I think I kind of understand it now. All my stocks are doing bad though. I bought an EFT or an ETF or whatever for electric cars because I'm like, come on, electric cars. That one's going up a little bit. The blockchain one is awful. You don't even want to know how much money. It's been down like 50% since I bought it. I still believe in like the 5 years it'll go up a lot, just based on like some stupid articles I read about the future of blockchain or whatever. But it's kind of been a disaster. It's a good thing that I don't need that money right now. It's just like I had some extra money and I didn't want to just leave it in the savings account. And it's smart too, because with inflation so high, you are just, if you put money in a savings account, that money is just evaporating. You're losing money. That's a stupid way to think about it, but I'm not trying to get you to invest in anything. Like, come on, you gotta invest in my thing, because if you don't, you're like losing money. Not really. A penny saved is a penny earned. It's kind of true, still. But a penny spent on the blockchain means you're gonna be rich, yo. Benjamin Franklin didn't know about the blockchain. If he did, he'd be like, take those pennies and throw them at the stock market. You don't need those pennies. Anyway. There's I don't know, this is stupid to mention, but there's a line in the, you know, the old Honeymooners. My dad really likes the Honeymooners, so I would watch it with him all the time. And there's a line, we don't really use this anymore, but I like this phrase of like, anytime Ralph, the main guy, would get like money, or he'd feel like rich, because that show was all about money. And like they lived in this poor New York apartment, and they were like obsessed with money. So every time he would get money, he would be like, and something, I don't know, it happened a bunch of times where he'd have to buy something, and he'd be like, oh, it's a mere bag of shells, or like, it's peanuts. What am I gonna do with peanuts? I always like that line. It's like, oh, it's nothing to me, it's a mere bag of shells. Pennies, peanuts. I feel like I say that sometimes, like, if I joke with my brother, because he knows that too, so I'm like, it's peanuts. It's a mere bag of shells. To me, that was stupid. Stupid, don't be stupid. I like learning things now. That's a note for you. It's very true. I feel like, well, Dalton watches, right? Dalton, you there? So like, I get to, I like learning because I feel good. I mean, part of it is pretension, like, oh, I want you to think I'm smart, like, oh, I know about the Fed. So that's always going to be part of it. But I just like it, we all like it. We like sharing. And so in order to share something interesting, you have to learn something interesting. So that's why I kind of like learning now, and I like reading Team of Rivals or Anna Karenina, because I never had anybody to share anything with before. I mean, maybe I did, but I just never felt comfortable doing it. Come on. I can get this. I am not throwing away my shot. Oh. Take another shot. It's not gonna hit. It's gonna hit. Oh. I can share. Before I didn't care, because if I learned something, I wouldn't tell anybody. So what's the point? I'm nothing. That's how you think, for sure. I mean, that's definitely how I thought about myself. And I still do, I guess, to an extent. Like, who cares if I learn anything? I'm like a nothing person. I don't talk to anybody. I don't care about anybody. I don't help anybody. So who cares if I learn about anything? I just spent my life playing video games, I guess. But now I actually like learning things because I at least, I mean, I appreciate Dalton commenting and being here so much. Like, you have no idea. And I might not even be doing this if he hadn't, like, when I was feeling pretty bad last year, if he hadn't been there to comment, I might have just been like, oh, why am I doing this? I don't know if that's 100% true. Maybe it's not true, but Dalton, if you're watching and it makes you feel better for it to be true, then it is true. I don't know if it is or not, but you can believe it's true if you want. It might be true, or it might not be. Who knows? It's impossible to know, so. It's a possibility. So if that possibility makes you happy, then believe it. But, what was I gonna talk about? Yeah, you feel like a nothing person. And I still kind of feel that way. Like, I'm nobody, I'm nothing. It's not good to say those things out loud, but I don't know. I don't fully believe that anymore, I guess. I still, yeah, I guess I guess most of it does come from here, which is kind of interesting. Like, most of my, oh, I'm not a nothing person anymore, comes from being able to share myself here. And probably with therapy too. But I'm definitely able to share more of myself here than I am with therapy. More of my personality and, oh, I bought a book. And you know what came today that I'm excited about? The poster. I'm not going to open it until tomorrow when I do my vlog. But my poster of Anna Karenina quote came. I'm going to open it. I'm going to do an unboxing or whatever. And I'm going to open it tomorrow. And I'm going to hang it up on the wall. Live. I'm excited about that. It'll be fun. I've always been nervous about putting up posters or putting up anything in my house. Because when people come to your house, you have to explain it. They're like, hey, that thing's interesting. What's up with that? And I have to be like, oh, it's kind of embarrassing, but like, I have a YouTube channel. I don't know. I guess with the Anna Karenina quote, I could just say like, oh, I read Anna Karenina recently, and that's my favorite quote. And that's it. Did I miss? Okay, good. But the thing I'm worried about is like my parents. I'm always worried about my parents. That's why when I was a kid, I didn't put up any posters in my room. Because I'm like, I don't want my parents to think I'm like one of these poster kids and they're like I like rock, and I'm going to put up a picture of like a girl in a bikini. Like, oh yeah, I like looking at sexy girls all the time. I don't want my parents to think of me that way. Britney Spears Pepsi poster, I don't want to put that up, even if it's like, and then like my family's like, oh, you got a poster of a car in your room, like you like cars, you're like a big car guy. I don't know, I don't know, so I never put anything up. But yeah, I don't know how I would explain that quote to my parents, because it's kind of like, would they be worried about me if they saw it? Because it's like, oh, so it's not time to die yet. The reason why I feel like it's okay is because it's hopeful. It's like, no, it's not time to die yet. It was just like, I'm gonna kill myself. Then my parents, and they'd have every right to be worried about that. Like, are you gonna kill yourself? No, I just like the quote. Why do you like the quote? The quote about killing yourself? It's not a very nice quote. Spooky. I don't think I'm gonna win here, but oh, Wow, I still might have trouble here, but that was a good shot. I am not the weeb. I take another. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna use my brain to get it in the. Oh, that was still good, but I thought I could do better. Okay. Peggle, 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 Peggle. Oh, I wanted to hit the right side. It's still gonna be tough, but okay. I'm gonna get a free ball here. Ready? No, not even close. I think I'm screwed. Okay. Pray for me. Oh, bad. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.